Have you ever wondered how to make a block? You see it online, want to know how to make it? Well, I'm starting a new series. Every first Thursday of every month, we're going to do a block. Just one block. I'll give you the cutting instructions and I'll show you how to do it. So then you can be able to come back and watch this whole playlist and be able to come out with some different quilt designs by seeing a different block. If there's a block that you like and you want me to demo it, comment below what the name of it is or a description so I can kind of look and see and create that video for you. Hi there, I'm Jackie with Jackie Russell Creates, where we talk everything about quilting. I hope I inspire you to create traditional quilts and those art quilts. So today we're going to make a weave block. It's called a ribbon weave, or some people call it a jelly roll weave. It's just looks like it's weaved and it goes over and under by the way you sew it together. So we're gonna make this today. So I'm going to change my camera angle so you can see down on the project as I sew it together for you. What you're going to need is 4 blocks of a neutral color. I chose a cream to go with the other fabrics I chose, and it is cut at 2.5 by 2.5. Then you're going to need 4 other fabrics, and I just picked some fabrics that were in my scrap bin that I had left over from some jelly rolls. And you're going to need 1 piece at 2.5 by 2.5, and then you're going to need another piece at 2.5 by 4.5. So you can see where a jelly roll would be a perfect fabric to use for this simple block. The block's going to measure 8.5 by 8.5 once you have it all pieced together like this. The finished block size, once you sew it together with another blocks, is going to be an 8 by 8. So let's lay this block out. First, we're going to start with the neutral color, and we're just going to put it right here in the corner. Then we're going to take a color that's 2.5 by 2.5. We're going to put it beside it, and then we're going to take the longer block and leave a space and bring it down. Then we're going to take another color and we're going to take the longer block and we're going to lay it right beside that other one. We're going to leave a space and we're going to put the 2.5 block down from it. Then we're going to put a neutral color there and a neutral color there. We're going to take another block and we're going to lay it there and bring the other piece on the other side of the other one we laid there. Now we can put the other neutral there, and the colored goes just like that. So when I sew, I do a chain sew or chain piecing, and I'm going to start with the 2.5 inch blocks, and we're going to sew those together before we attach it to the 2.5 by 4.5 block. So we're just going to fold it over and line them up and just stitch 1/4 inch. I do have my 1/4 inch foot presser foot on. So then we're just going to fold this one up. I'm going to line it up here. I like to use the jelly roll because it just makes it so easy to cut. All you have to do is cut, you know, the one to the length, because it's already at the 2.5 inch mark for you. Then we're going to give them a little iron, press them open, and I'm going to press them to the color fabric. So we're going to set that seam in and then lay it back out where it goes on our grid. That's why I leave the long ones down first, so then we know right where to lay these other blocks out. And then I have them laid out ready to go. So now we're going to stitch our 2.5 with the 2 blocks onto the 4.5 block. And I'm going to do the chain stitching again here. And I don't use the pins on these smaller pieces. We'll only use them when we're lining up this center seam. I forgot how I'm supposed to sew that one. We'll lay this out here again. Okay, we're going to press toward the one solid block. And I'm going to press them all because I forgot how I laid them out. And sew this, forgot how to sew this one block together. There we go. Now we're going to sew side to side, so I'm just going to flip this onto that one and this onto there. And we're going to press it to the long block again. That way our seams would nest up together when we stitch these two together. And I'm just going to line up that center seam, make sure they're nested together, and this is where I'm going to pin to make sure that seam stays nested up together to give us that nice crisp corner. I'm going to leave this pin in as long as I can before pulling it out. That just helps keep that alignment. Now we'll just give our block one final pressing. To make sure it lays nice and flat, and then I would square it up to make it so it's exactly 8.5 by 8.5. So there's our two finished blocks, and you know each one's going to be different, just depending on how you lay them out. If I was to make a quilt with this, I would put some kind of sashing in between each block, or I would make sure that when I lay them out that I'm able to match up the colors there, so then it is a continuous row. So I hope you enjoyed this. Beginner tutorial on the ribbon weave. And if it's something that you like, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I sure would appreciate that. And if you're new here and want to continue to see the different blocks that we make every month, and then eventually we may make a quilt out of the blocks that we have designed, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel and then give that notification bell a click, and that way you know when I post a new video. The block of the month will be the first Thursday of every month. So if there's a block that you want to see demonstrated, just comment it below and I'll be sure to work on that next. Until then, happy quilting, my friends.